Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Rivalz Race Chat. I'm laughing because I just read your message when you asked me if I was napping because I just skidded under the radar. You know, I sit here in this chair for hours, except for the last crucial 6 minutes before the show, and then I'm running around like crazy to try to make it on time. How you doing today, bud?
I'm good. You know what I was thinking about today, Clint?
I'm scared to
Show
wonder.
number show number one. I was thinking about a lot of things today. It was quite a 24-hour period in racing, and we're going to get to that, folks. But I was thinking about show number one, and I wonder what it looked like. I have no recollection. All I remember is we sometimes had technical issues that came on the air. We really don't anymore. They're sort of hidden behind the scenes. But I wonder what I should go back and watch. Have you gone back to watch it all?
I was just gonna say this magic thing called YouTube. You can probably go back and Google it.
It's
Spencer.
there.
It's got to be there, right? It's got to be there. I don't want to go back and watch. Spencer says it's there. Yeah, I would assume since all of your show's been on YouTube, you should be able to go watch 278 and a half of us now.
Wow.
We do have a packed ass show tonight, though. And on show one, we definitely didn't have the viewership we got now, so we appreciate everybody coming on. 20,000 subscribers. Of course, there goes my dog for change. 20,000 subscribers. Could you ever imagine we'd get there?
Yeah, you know what? I could, because I've always, and that, like, I'm not being cocky. I'm just a dumb optimist. Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone in Calabogie or Weedsport, just about what a good team we have. They were talking about Friday night with you and me and Greg, and just how the night goes off and the way people work off of each other. And my answer was, it's easy to do a good job when everything else around you is better than you are. So I have to try to do something special because I know you are, because I know Abby is with the drone, because I know Spencer's going to hit everything well. You know what I mean? We've got such a good team. You don't want to be the weak link, and I think that's something pretty cool that we have going.
I definitely agree. You know, I think people comes down to anything, and Josh going to tell us about that because he's in business as well. I think people, whether it's your race team, whatever you got going on, that's what makes you successful. You know, you need good people around you to make it work. And we've had some great stories around us to work with, and it's not lost on us the car counts we get to deal with on Fridays and the great action we get to see out with the APC and the United Racing Series. Make it easy for us to tell great stories. Let's jump into one of them right now because we have a packed show tonight. Josh,
Yep.
We appreciate you coming in, and Josh is playing the role that he tells us all the time. They're just a bunch of pavers playing with race cars, so he's going to wear the uniform tonight, right, and really try and make us think that, Josh. For some paving guys, you guys are doing pretty damn good with your race car. Come in, leading the series, going into your home track this weekend. That's got to feel really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, honestly, leading the points. But like I said at the start of the year, all I wanted to do was go out and get checkered flags, and obviously the points would look after themselves if you're winning races. So still kind of have that atmosphere and that mentality that I want to go win at Sauble. It's home to me, and obviously it'd be nice to go back to Sunset and win there. And I'd like to win at Delaware too. So like I'd like to win the next 4 if I could, you know.
Just win them all. It's what you're there for.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going out there to finish second. We're working hard to try and win everything that we can, right? So
there's been some tough battles this year. I mean, there's been some races where someone's got out front and kind of gotten away, but there's been some, it seems like tough racing, but pretty respectful at the same time. Am I missing the boat on that, Josh? Is there some gamesmanship going on in the background?
yeah, I don't know. It's I think the racing's been pretty respectful. I mean, knock on wood, not a whole bunch of stuff is getting tore up. But yeah, like I mean, there's a couple of new guys, maybe a little more full time this year, which whatever. But you generally know who you're racing around and against, and you kind of get the same. You're running those guys every weekend, so you kind of know what their racecraft is and how they're going to run you, and who you can take chances with and who you can't take chances with, and I feel like the racing's been respectful and there's been good hard battles. I mean, everyone is fighting. It doesn't matter if it's for the lead or sixth place. Everyone is battling for every position that they can get, which is what I think makes APC series so amazing to watch. There's more than just watching the leaders and the top three guys. You could be looking at 10th and seeing a 4 car battle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the point standings this year are crazy close behind you. You know, you've got them tightened up, but yeah, I think you got to buy about 10 markers. But behind you, it is crazy tight right through sixth, seventh place. Only a few markers behind. Now, Josh, what's gonna the key to Sauble? Like for guys race there a lot. If I'm coming in there with my late model for the first time and I come up to your pit and say, "Hey man, how am I getting around this place?" What's the thing you're gonna tell me?
I think patience. I feel like for whatever reason, when we go to Sauble is probably when a lot more happens. And I personally feel like, Flamborough, we come out with clean cars, and Sauble, we seem to tear up a few fenders here and there. And it's just there's as much room, if not more room, at Sauble. But sometimes a guy will charge the corner hard, and sometimes you got to back up the corner and make sure the car is going to get through the ends. You know what I mean? So I think patience would be. I mean, obviously, you don't want to let anyone in if you can't, but I think you got to be a little patient on maybe making that move to the inside of someone. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I could say about that. I don't want to say too much.
Can you start and restart from the outside there?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's funny when you listen to guys talk about the difference between Flamborough and Sauble. And I got in this big debate with a super late guy once, and he says, "Well, there's no outside groove at Sauble." I said, "I love the outside groove at Sauble. There's for sure a groove out there. I feel like there's more space out there. Flamborough is really tight. You come off of 2 at Flamborough, and you're right up against the wall if the guy's not giving you any room. So there's definitely a second groove there. It's just who's willing to try it and who can be good out there."
It seems like the pattern of the schedule, and I call them heritage dates because they're kind of year over year the same weekend, right? So like these dates seem to fall on these same weekends here in August at Sauble, and they have been absolute scorchers for our crew the last few years. Does the track change, or does your car change, or the setup, I guess, the way you have to race change from how it is in practice to how it is at night? Is that a major change there?
With Sauble, I don't honestly think so. We've had races in the past there where every one of us was boiling our brakes and still running as hard as we could. It was like a 40-degree with a humidex kind of weather, and we went out there and you're running the car just as hard as you can. I don't feel like the track changes a whole lot. It's such a tight racetrack, right? It's you got to turn the bottom. You got to be able to you got to be like, there is a high groove, don't get me wrong, but you got to be able to get that thing down to the curbs. And if you're just a little bit tight, then it's going to be a miserable race for you because the corners are so sharp that it's not as big as of a sweep as like a Sunset or a Delaware. You need to make that that corner.
You know, it always gets said you can't win the race on a first lap, but you can certainly lose it. There always seems to come a point at Sauble when not just one driver forgets that, but a lot of you forget. Like there's always a restart or a start at some point in the race where things just go buck wild and people start knocking fenders off. How hard is it to resist the urge?
It's tough because like as a driver, you can almost feel the energy of that inside the car. You can you just know like what you're watching. I mean, if you're running third and you see the leaders getting after it for the last 10 laps and there's a caution and there's going to be a restart and okay, who's going to be good where am I going to choose? There's almost like an energy inside the car that you can feel like, okay, well, this guy's going to be rammy or that guy's going to be a little more patient. And so it's tough. It's trying to position your car where you feel like you're not going to get into an altercation, I guess. But it definitely, yeah, for whatever reason at Sauble, there seems to be, whether it's like that lap 50, lap 60, everyone is just like, we got to go now. And then, a couple guys will get into it and knock some fenders off, and you just hope that you're not a part of it. And we've been on, the giving and the receiving end of that. That's just short track racing at the beach, right?
Exactly.
Josh, when we get into these races, 100 lap or so, a bit of a fun question. Lap 25, where do you want to be? Lap 10, do you want to be? and lap 5, where do you want to be? Is that leading in all these laps? Do you more comfortable riding in second? You know, they always say the leader's in the most vulnerable spot. Where do you want to be throughout this race?
Yeah, I mean, I personally hate setting the pace. I don't like being that guy that's going out there setting the pace. I'm okay with being that fourth, fifth place car for the first little while. I feel like I'm a little more patient as a driver when I'm in that slot, and you can kind of evaluate what's going on in front of you. And I feel like the guy that's leading, he's always going to have, the second place guy running him down and making him run a little harder. So, yeah, as long as I'm up in the top 5, I think I'm pretty happy at the beach.
There you have it. Josh, I got nothing more for you. Just that I look forward to watching what's going to transpire this weekend. The racing is always good at Sauble. So thanks for joining us, man. I know you have a busy schedule.
Yeah, I just got done work and just got into the shop. Obviously, still wearing the high vis. I got to give a shout out to Roy Passer. I'm going to be making my first Gold Rush appearance with a super late on Tuesday. So we're supposed to race the super late at Sauble. Got rained out, which was unfortunate. But his car's been in my shop the last 2 weeks, getting it prepped for Gold Rush. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, we got you here. I want to talk about a couple things. Josh got a minute or two. So Gold Rush, obviously, Adam, we're going to talk about that. It was on list. Huge race at Flamborough for the super late models. Maybe we should talk about that, give John a minute. And then, Josh, before we go, I want to talk about the great Canadian weekend that Delaware's trying to build here. Lots of extra money, big weekend. I want to get your thoughts on that. Adam, first off, as the Flamborough hometowner, what should the people look forward to on next Tuesday for this big race?
What I think you need to look forward to is it feels like 30 years ago to me. When I was there last year to watch it, that's exactly what it felt like. Just the excitement in the pits. I'm going to say something really outlandish, but the fans that watch this, go to the pit side. You're going to Flamborough, go on the pit side. Seating is a little bit more limited, but the atmosphere is so very cool back there for this race. You get to see some people you don't see come out to the races all that often anymore. So Clint, to me, it has an aura of like 30 years ago, but the equipment is so freaking new, cutting edge, and fast.
Josh, have you driven one yet?
I tested Roy's at the beach there, I guess a week ago. I was making some pretty good times with it. Was pretty happy. We broke one part that was fatigued for quite a while. We're getting it back together now. But yeah, I agree with Adam on that. Like, we used to love the Wednesday night Dash for Cash. There's something about a through the week race, like not on the weekend. And we used to love the Dash for Cash up at the beach when it was a Wednesday night. There's just a totally different atmosphere. And you're just like, you're always looking forward to it on the weekend, and then just getting the opportunity to do it through the week, it just splits up the summer, and it's something to look forward to.
Right, let's switch gears, talk about the Great Canadian for a minute. Spencer, roll those payouts for us. Big deal for the Dayco Super Stocks. Josh, when the tracks step up and put up all this money, that's pretty damn cool for you guys, right? So this is the Super Stock, Dayco Super Stock payout for the night, $5K to win. Great payout there. And the big one, of course, Saturday night will be the $15,000 to win. And if you can win them both, an extra $10K, you're going to try and wrap up a super stock for Friday, Josh?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We were talking about this last night, and we have Roy's super late for that race too. We're like, we're taking 2 cars. Maybe we got to talk to a few people we know with the street stock or a Thunder car, if you will, and see if we can't do it. Why wouldn't you? Like, they're putting the money up there. If we could find a car and put a deal together with someone that's willing to do it with us, we'd definitely be in for that 100%.
Awesome. I got a couple quick points here. We can put this one to bed, Adam. 300 laps is a long one, but they will have a new procedure. It'll be exciting for the fans and the teams, but they will be counting some inside cautions to keep things a bit tighter than it was last year. Obviously, we knew they had to make some adjustment on that. The Great Canadian Race Weekend is a rich history since 1981 when it was won by Don Biederman. Delaware and the ownership and the partners are trying to ensure that fans put this event on their calendar. We will be there live. I believe we're going to be there Friday and Saturday. We're for sure there Saturday. 5 championships will be decided during the weekend. The Delaware V8 stocks, the Oscar Hot Rods and Modifieds, the Dayco Super Stocks, and the APC Series. That's a Great Canadian Weekend. Last week in September at Delaware. Make sure you get out and check that out. You'll see a lot more of press coming about that and some other cool programs. Josh, thanks for being with us. It's great to have you with us. The point leader for APC. One last thing. Why should people make the trek to the beach this Saturday to watch you guys have this race?
Why shouldn't you go to the beach? It's good short track racing. Sauble's got a lot to offer for the family and the kids throughout the day. You can make a great weekend of it. So yeah, you should be at the beach 100%.
Right on, Josh. Thanks,
Good
man.
call.
We'll see you Saturday.
Thanks for having us, guys. Thanks for everything you do for us racing guys.
Appreciate it, Josh.
Adam, he's not
Josh
wrong.
is
You and I
always-
have taken our families the last few years and made the most of the Sauble area. I mean, it was my family vacation for the last 4 or 5 years. Won't be doing it this year, but I love Sauble Falls, Sauble Tent and Trailer, the Speedway, lots of places. Sorry to cut you off.
No. Well said. It is a great vacation, a great getaway. Funny thing, knowing that you weren't going to stay up, I was thinking of reaching out and saying, "Hey, do we want to carpool?" Something we have never done.
I haven't talked yet, but I want you to tow the trailer back for me, but we'll talk about that after. I need a favor. I just didn't want to give it to you in a text. We'll talk about some options later, though.
No, I think you should bring it up now. What do you need, buddy? Or does that have to be off the air?
No, I want to go to the cottage aft right from the race. So I need to get that trailer home. Anybody want to tow the G-Force trailer home, send me a message.
You just came back from vacation.
Hey, shut up. I'm going back.
I don't complain much because
it's a long weekend.
I have the cushiest job in racing. But do you realize the schedule I keep in the summer? I know you're on call 24 hours a day. But it's hard to feel bad for, I'm sitting on a dock in Peterborough.
I didn't ask anybody to feel bad. I just said I wanted to go to the cottage.
It's 124 degrees.
Dude, it was so hot by the pool in my bathing suit. My back got sunburned all day Saturday. It was terrible. Let's bring on Austin Seburn. Let's
This
shift.
will be fun.
We need some positivity. Austin, welcome to the program, man. First off, how old are you these days, my man? Oh, we got him muted? You might have to work on your mute there, buddy. There we go. No? Work with him, Spence.
We've got you're muted right now. Oh, the panic sets in.
It's all right.
Don't worry.
This happens all the time.
It's going to be okay. I even said, hey, remember what show 1 looked like? I'll bet you it looked a little like that.
It's all good. When Spencer will talk to him in the backside, bring him back in.
Yep.
And we will work it out.
Cool story. Austin Seburn is an up-and-coming young racer, and I think they're doing things the right way. They've got him behind the wheel of a number of different types of race cars, and they're traveling, seeing some different scenery, different tracks. I just think there's no better way to get someone up and running. Worst case scenario, Spencer, we could probably tell them to get on a phone.
No. Just they'll work it out here. Mom Kelly, Dad's over there. They're going to work this out. We got lots of time.
I can see the frustration. Look at that poor face. So we have the opportunity. Clint and I have to look at each other twice because we see each other in the monitor, but then down below you see who's on. You see who's in every camera. So when Josh comes on, we can usually, okay, our guest is here. Let's close what we're talking about, bring in our guest. And then Josh left and Austin shows up. So we usually give Spencer at least 12 seconds to get the guest up and running, get everything sorted. And then we call them on.
12 seconds. That's awesome. We'll get back to Austin in a minute. He's got a great story. This kid's coming up. He's got a great future ahead of him. So Adam, let's go back to a discussion that came up in my circle today. What makes an event big? Okay, I don't want to get into a big discussion with you, but let's get the viewers back into this one. What makes an event big? Is it a big purse? Is it a big crowd? Is it a big car count? I know it's a great atmosphere, but what builds that great atmosphere?
I almost sent you another Facebook link today because the last one I sent you was a gag which you already knew about, but the guy's name is Ian Munsick, and it looks like he's a rodeo type singer, like does the rodeo tour, which is pretty big events. But in his post, they do a good job with the videos, because they show the stage setting and the crowd and what a big deal everything is before they show them coming out on stage. And I thought, what would it be like if every gig you did was like Calgary Stampede, Cheyenne Frontier Days in Wyoming, stuff like that? We'd like to say that's what we do, Clinton, but it's not true. Like we go to some events that feel bigger than others. So that's my long-winded way of saying one is tradition. And tradition is the most frustrating because you can't buy tradition. You have to build it, and it might take a long time. You need atmosphere. How do you get that atmosphere? You need cars. You need a good show to get behind. We've got that. APC has that. On the dirt, sprint cars have that. Modifieds have that because you get some travelers. But the biggest thing you need, and this is what is missing so often, is a hook. What is your hook? What are you going to pull people in with? Last week I picked on the IWK 250. For forever, they would bring in a NASCAR star every year to race against their local talent. IWK is the local youth hospital, so it's a good charity. So that was their hook. Their hook was Regan Smith's coming up to race, or whoever it was they brought up. I think Joey Logano a couple of times. For the Great Canadian Weekend, one, their hook is a big name, right? The Great Canadian Weekend holds some weight. But the other is the big purse they're putting up and the super stock late model bonus of an extra $5,000. Those are all hooks. The more hooks you can get into somebody, the best. Not every event can be Super Dirt Week, the greatest party on dirt. Well, no, it's not the greatest party in racing. That's a pretty good tagline and pretty accurate, Clinton. We've been there, so we know it's true. It's something pretty cool to build your brand around.
Yep, for sure. I think the atmosphere has a lot, but it's like, how do you build that? I mean, when we were at Humberstone trying to build this weekend for many years and build up the party, it's like Bobby Davidson said to me, you can put all the ingredients in there, but you still can't make a party. It kind of has to kick off on its own. It's gotta magically work itself in. So speaking of that, while we're waiting for our guests to still come on, and I feel bad for Austin, and but they're gonna work this out. Our wheels are working in the background. What's that, Spence?
No, that was me going.
Oh, sorry. Merrittville has a big weekend. They have 3 days of racing. Their Saturday night program, then they have the flat track bikes on Sunday, and then their big race on Monday. So check that out if you're in the Merrittville area. Once again, they're trying their best to build it up into kind of that Civic Long weekend, all Canadian type deal now that Humberstone has gone away. So, that's kind of where we're at. And it's going to be a good weekend over at Merrittville. Lots of big stuff going on this weekend.
And that's another way. No disrespect to Merrittville, because I think Don and his team do a great job. But you can also borrow or steal a little bit of mojo, which Humberstone always did have Civic Holiday Weekend. Well, shit, now that it's gone, someone has to take that ball and run with it. So good for him for doing that. You know who was always really good at making it feel like you were going to a big event? Joe Chisholm. And I see a lot of similarities in Joe Chisholm and our next guest, Dad. They're just really good salespeople, and I think that's going to bode well. Let's
try it again. Austin, can you hear us? Ground control to Austin.
Bode well.
I can hear you.
We can hear you. We did it.
Might be a little bit of feedback. Yeah, I can hear you guys. I can hear you.
We can turn the stream down.
We did it.
And just talk to us, okay?
Hear you guys.
It'll be good.
I can hear you.
Austin, how old are you?
I'm 13.
Just talk to us, okay?
Yeah. 13. I can hear.
All right. 13 years old, Austin. What's the cool? I can say what's the coolest thing. What have you raced so far that you think, man, this is really going to get me ready for the next step? I can say what's the coolest thing. What have you raced so far that you think, man, this is really going to get me ready for the next step?
One second, guys.
What have you raced? No problem. So we've seen this before, Clinton. they're working off viewing the stream, which has about, what would you say, a 15-second delay? Maybe 10.
Yeah, about that. Just got to watch the computer and talk to us first, and then watch it back later when we're good to go. We'll bring it back in. All good, though, but I don't want to jump in too much because it's got such a great story.
So Joe Chisholm was good
Yes.
at selling a show, and when you showed up, he was also good at going around thanking everybody for coming, which John Caselli's getting good at that. But I just think that's something that maybe Flamborough had missed.
So, viewers, let us know what you think.
What are you
makes
laughing at? What?
Just some of the comments and the technical fun we always have on this show. So you brought up show number 1, and now we are on the fence. This is all good. Robbie Longboat thinks I think Austin's got some great energy, and we are going to get this. We're close. We're not letting this one go. We were supposed to get him on last week, but didn't work it out. What else is on our list? We are still going to get to talking about the Stewart Friesen wreck. We'll analyze a bit of that and some of the other stuff going on with that. Connor Ross is going to join us here to talk about crate racing and his visit down to Weedsport on the weekend. We already talked about Maryville and Flamborough. Show me a great promo. I got one for you, Adam, a great promo. We'll also talk about our Speaking 360s on TSN tomorrow and our Burger Barn videos of the week. That's still all coming up in tonight's program here on Race Chat.
If anybody knows, did Justin Grant turn hot laps tonight? You tell me, how hard would it be to drive a wingless sprint car with a broken foot you suffered 2 nights before?
Yeah, that's brutal. Can you imagine getting back in the car with a broken foot?
Oof. And fresh. Like he broke it yesterday, so it's just the vibrations, everything. That takes a lot of nerve, a lot of fortitude.
Okay, we're gonna try Austin again here. I just told him to turn up the comp and talk to us, not the stream. Austin, let's try it again. You there, buddy?
I'm here.
Hey, I think we might have worked it out. Just check you on. You there, Austin?
Yeah. I'm here. Are you guys there?
Yeah,
I'm here.
I'm buddy. So we did get that you were 13. We did. It's not fair to your mom and dad. We just threw you under the bus. So 13, man. I remember you when we were iRacing 5-ish years ago. Yeah, so you were just a youngster then. You've raced a lot of cars since then. So let me go through a list that I know of. Bandolero.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Sportsman car.
Correct.
What else you got on the run? Micro sprints I've seen you in. A go-kart.
Yep. Yeah,
pretty experienced. So show some of the cars, Spencer, while Austin tells us about what car he's looking forward to racing the most.
I mean, I love speed, so I gotta say the Sportsman. I love, dirt racing and all of that stuff. I mean, Maryville I grew up at, so that's also awesome too. So I love racing my Sportsman.
What track has been the most fun?
I mean, sadly, I've only raced at one track, which is Maryville, but we are going this Friday to the Big O, which is going to be awesome.
But you've run the Bando and the Legend a little, haven't you?
Yeah, I have run those too. I think I've ran Bando at Charlotte, Sunset, Peterborough, and those tracks. I've also run the Legend. I think I've only run one race, and that's at Grand Bend so far. Soon we're going to race at Sauble, actually, running, I think this Saturday is one of the races. Sunday.
So you've been around. Yeah, like I haven't been many places. Merrittville, Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, yeah.
Austin, let's talk about this weekend coming up. Getting in the sportsman cars. You grew up at Maryville. That's intimidating for anybody with experience, but being your age, going against, I know you're a Cody McPherson fan growing up. So how cool is that, and how intimidating is that to race against a guy like Cody and the best in the dirt?
I mean, I'm never really up with Cody, if I'm going to be honest. He's way too fast for me. But racing in the back with a couple other guys, it's awesome. I mean, I'm so relaxed in that car. I've been watching them since I've been like 4 or 5. So, I mean, it's a dream come true, really.
Oh man, that's too cool. What is next? Where do you see yourself 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road?
I'm hoping ARCA. So I'm more of an asphalt guy myself, but ARCA would be top notch for me.
So as you get ready for a weekend where you've got these two different types of cars, how are you adjusting to the different rides? I mean, let's talk about that. For anybody with a lot of experience, it's got to be a huge adjustment to go from these huge, fat, oversized sportsmen, because that's really what they are. They're giant machines. And then
Yeah.
you go to your legend on the dirt at a place like Oshweekend, which is wicked quick. And then you go back to a place like Sauble, where you're going to have to be in a legend car, which is a quarter of the size, and the track is about a quarter of the size, and it's a whole different style. How are you adjusting to that, Austin?
I mean, I haven't really done this so far yet. I mean, I've gone to the Sportsman to the Bando, but I am gonna, try things. I've been iRacing a lot recently, so I've gone to adjust from those two cars, from the modified down to the legend car. So I think it's gonna be pretty easy, but I'm not fully sure yet.
Alvar says, hang on 1 second here, Austin. Alvar says the money is in asphalt.
That's
Are you
true.
talking about spending the money or making the money? Because as I beg to differ. Austin, what's mom and dad say? What do they want you racing?
I mean, I would say something slow like the Bando because they get scared every time I hop in something big. I mean, I can see them by the sideline biting their nails off. But I mean, I'm not really sure with them.
That's fair.
They're gonna take
Um,
care
Yeah,
of
for sure.
say. My mom just said they're
What-
gonna take care of them.
I can hear your mom there. What is she saying?
I have to take care of them one day when I make money.
There you go. That's how all parents are dreaming, that we're going to take care of them. So the goal is a career in racing, getting
Yeah.
paid to do it, right?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool.
100%. Yeah.
You're off to a good start. What other races other than this weekend are you looking forward to this summer, Austin?
I mean, the Big O, that's definitely the biggest race I'm probably gonna race all summer. I mean, I'm excited to go back to SNMP and Charlotte. That's gonna be really cool.
Nice. Well, I have a feeling we're going to be following your progress, Austin. What goals do you set out? I mean, I like that you recognizing that you're learning right now. Because I'm not going to name names. I've been in racing a long, long time, but I can remember a young up and comer who was just sort of learning the ropes. And I would ask them at the races when I was there, hey, what do you think? What's your goals for this weekend? Oh, I'm going to win. No, you're not. Like the winning was not realistic for them at that time.
No,
And I used to think, man, you've got a better outlook because race with the pack that you're in, and as you get better and better, you're going to leave them behind. All of a sudden, you're racing with the main pack, the middle pack,
yeah.
and then you're passing Cody McPherson for a win one day, and you're like, wow, okay, I'm here, I've arrived. Are you? So what time frame do you have for yourself to hone your skills and improve?
I mean, for the Sportsman, I'm hoping like 2 to 3 years, and then and one of my dreams is to hop in a dirt late model. I mean, those things are always fun to watch. So I'm hoping 2 to 3 years, and then I'm up with Cody, passing Cody. I mean, I would say it's probably going to take like at least 3 years to get up to where he's at.
Austin, you got a long road ahead, man, but you're doing it the right way. As much seat time as you can. I've heard your dad say that. So that's super cool, man. We wish you all the best. You got a busy weekend coming up. We'll be following you live on G-Force Friday night on the Race of Champions here from Oshweekend. So that's cool. I got one last question for you, well, maybe two. First off, you've won a lot of races. Like, you won the micro sprints, a lot of stuff at Oshweekend. How tough has it been to adjust your attitude from being a top car who could win any night when you roll into the pits to now having to adjust to learning from the back?
I mean, it's hard. It's definitely a challenge. I mean, it sucks to say that, but I know one day it's gonna snap in my head, the morning that I'm gonna race there, and the night that I'm gonna have a checkered flag in my hand one day. So it sucks right now, but I know one day I'm gonna be up there.
That's awesome.
And
I'll let you go here. Oh, go Adam. I had one more for him.
I love that you want to
Shoot.
win, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy whether you're racing at the back, racing in the middle, racing at the front. Enjoy every time you get to go out there. And it's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't, the wins wouldn't feel nearly as good.
That's very true. That is really true.
Austin, tell the viewers where they can keep up with your career and your upcoming events on your social media. And I know you guys post some videos, so where can they find all your stuff?
I mean, go on to Instagram, look up the Canadian_Hurricane, and you'll find all of my stuff there from Charlotte down to Maribel Speedway.
All right, awesome, man.
Canadian_Hurricane. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad we worked it out for you, buddy. Thanks for hanging in with us, working it out. We appreciate it. We'll be watching live on G-Force Friday night. And check out the number 24, Austin Seburn. Thanks, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Good job, man.
Did you see me just look down at my phone?
No, why?
Connor's pissed off at me. Like he's wondering
Why?
if I didn't pay his cell phone. I pay everyone's cell phone bill, so the whole family is on my plan. He says, I can't log on to that link. He says, I couldn't even send you a message on Facebook Messenger. I had to text you. It's the only thing that'll work on my phone right now. So we may not visit with Connor here tonight, but we've got some of the shots he took at Weedsport. I sent him on assignment this weekend. He needed to go racing, so sent him to Weedsport. But I said, look, you're going to talk to us Tuesday night, but I want you to look around and show us why Weedsport is a place people should go and visit. And it ties in, Clinton, with your conversation. What makes something a special event? And the videos and pictures that he shot, which I threw into the dump, so I hope we have some of them, really do a good job of illustrating why Weedsport Speedway is just a lot of our fans would have watched the World of Outlaws or watched the Hall of Fame Classic for the modifieds on Saturday. It's just an iconic place. And think about the parallels with Ohsweken, even though Weedsport's been around a lot longer, but paved driveway going in, jam-packed grandstands. The atmosphere this weekend was phenomenal. I actually drove down from Calabogie on Sunday because I thought I could sit in traffic in Toronto for 3 hours, or I could drive 3 hours down to Weedsport and take in the Outlaws. For some reason, they had the Outlaws all parked up in the grass, which I thought was a little bit curious. But what a great show. So I was there Sunday. Connor was there Saturday. There's signs everywhere because some of us are too stupid to be able to know how to find our way around. But this is how you build big events, is make things clean, presentable. Obviously, you bring in the greatest show on dirt. That kind of helps. I mean, they had multiple screens up there. Clinton, have you been to many shows at Weedsport in the last few years? Last handful of years?
I've been there, I think, twice since the rebuild. And once for the Travis Tritt Charlie Daniels concert. But been there for two races.
That'd be a good show.
Yeah. You know what? I wasn't as into Daniels as I am now. So I'm bummed out because I know way more songs now than I did 7 years ago when we went.
Really?
But, yeah. Yeah. A lot more time on the road lately.
It's about 2.5 hours from the border in Buffalo to get to exit 40 to get to Weedsport. Highly recommend it. Great experience. Food was affordable. Good concessions, friendly staff. That's sort of my report card. What do we do when we have a weekend without races? We go to races.
Yeah, I got pulled over at the border once going in the Ohsweken pace car, and the guy was mad. Said, how do I know you're not working driving the pace car? I go, what, you don't think hockey ref goes and watch hockey when they're not blowing the whistle? Like, it's what we do. It's what we love, man. Yeah, they announced Weedsport World of Outlaws show will be 2 days. That got a lot of chatter going around us. You know, I want that week, man. I want to be back where we were. Start of powwow weeks where we won our outlaw show. That I shouldn't have said that out loud, but that's what I'm gunning for. We'll see how
Is that
that
right?
goes.
Well, why don't we get it? Why can't they run Weedsport for a couple of days, Ashwegan for a couple of days?
I don't know. I'll know soon, I guess. We're working on it. That's what we petitioned for. To
Is
me,
that right? Okay.
well, we want a midweek show. And obviously being selfish from the Ashwegan side, we want a midweek show. So if we could have Friday night, then Monday, Tuesday like we used to be, and then we could move all the campers out by Thursday morning and the powwow takes over for the weekend, we don't lose a week in the middle of the season for the powwow. So that would be perfect for us. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I mean, hey, if we got to do it in May, we're doing it again. I'm sure of that. But as soon as they start announcing dates and confirmations, that makes everybody wonder. Cornwall's still looking to get that done. I can tell you from the Ashwegan and Cornwall side, we are open to both High Limit and Outlaws. Obviously, the Outlaws is our first choice Ashwegan. They were fantastic partners this year. The races were amazing, but we want it all. And we want it now.
Run them
right?
back to back. I see what you did
a lot of
there.
people say that
It was witty.
they don't want to be that tight. For a track and the fans, yeah,
might it ruffle their feathers? Piss off. Run a race.
they don't want it. Hey,
I'm
can you
still
imagine if we
bitter.
had High
I'm
Limit?
still bitter about how they dictated the support class for those shows. I'm going to go back and say it. I feel like we slighted our locals, and it bugs me.
Well, you mean with the big block show?
No, with the Outlaws.
Oh, at our race. You want to pick on
Yep.
me? Oh, I thought we were
No,
picking on
not you.
Weedsport
No.
still.
I want to pick on the Outlaws. Ask for a big check. You write them a big freaking check. Now piss off. Show up and run your show.
Oh, you
Don't
mean
say
like
you
why
can't
didn't
have
you
this, you
run
can't
our guys?
have that. You got to run this support class. You got to run that. Show up, run your damn show. You're the greatest show on dirt.
Yeah, but you can't deny that getting out at 10:30 is pretty damn cool.
It's great.
We're done
Do it
10:15
with
both
Thunder
nights.
Stocks. Do it with Mini Stocks. They didn't build that. The Outlaws didn't build that. I watched Dirt Vision. Some of their show. Eldora is one of the most legendary programs for going way too long.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Just chap my butt
that's
a
all.
bit just then.
I guess since you brought it up, we could talk about it. I guess I tend to feel by including divisions that Buxton and the Brighton cars and all those outside classes come in, it makes them care a bit more about our big events, as opposed to just leaving them out. But I see your side of things.
Method. There was good method to it. I just don't like that it's dictated from the sanctioning body that you're paying a ton of money to. If you were to buy,
I think we're in a better position now.
If you were to buy my truck when I had a truck,
I know
So you
where
can
you're
do
going with
any-
this with your widget story. It doesn't
do
matter. I
anything
hear what
you
you're
want.
saying.
Just don't put lemon air fresheners in it because I hate lemon air fresheners. Screw yourself. I just bought your truck. Once I give you the money, that's my
Yeah, but
story.
we're
That's my-
riding that truck around for the next 48 hours. So let's try and work on a deal that works us both out. Now, I could have pushed harder.
God.
I'll give you
Oh,
that.
God.
And I think
Wait.
going
Hey, you're talking over Kumbaya. Can't you hear it? We're all holding hands, standing in a circle, singing Kumbaya because life
I'm
is beautiful.
giving you what you want if you listen to me.
I'm trying to wind you up a little bit.
I could have fought harder, and I think we have more clout at Ashwegan after they've been there with a refresher than we had on paper 10 months ago. Fair enough? We
That is a
got a
very
bit more
fair
power to negotiate. Whereas in the past,
Listen.
they're like, you want it? Here's what you get. And we said,
As
okay.
someone who called out pussies just a couple weeks ago on our show, just make sure you're not a pussy.
Fair
Using
enough.
that in your terms.
We'll take it. Didn't we agree that that is not a good adjective for something that is
Yes.
weak?
Something that
And
is so
agreed,
revered in the
we agreed
in
that
the
we would
world.
call it wimpy now instead of a pussy.
That's what That's why I used air quotes, because it wasn't mine.
I don't even know where to go from there. All right, Spencer, can we wipe stuff off the board? 3-day Maryville special, talked about. Flamborough Gold Rush, talked about. Oshwegan 360s, let's show the flyer if we got it. Do you have it from last week? Show it. We're clearing the board here. There we go. Tomorrow, Wednesday, July 30th at 1:30 p.m. on the big network, TSN. Thursday, 2 p.m. Friday at 2:30 and 5:30. Check it out. It's the Cool Kids Core Pack 360 Sprints from the Summer Sprint Showcase, July 11th at Oshwegan Speedway. It was a fantastic race. Adam, you went back for the recut. Tell them what they're going to see tomorrow.
Good action. You're going to see the best racing that TSN shows all year long. The best production, the best racing, tight. You're going to enjoy it.
It's going to be
and
awesome.
I know
So
that
check it
because
out.
I watched Edmonton on TSN yesterday. Thank God for Dave Bradley. Todd does a good job. Todd does
it was on
thing.
TSN?
Gary does a good job. Gary.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty then.
I highly recommend you watch it just before you watch Oshwegan. You get a kick out of it.
I probably won't watch either of them. Just like you never watch anything back.
That's fair. Stepping on toes. Did we do stepping on toes? We're just getting warmed up.
I think that's some inside comments from Steve Noah and some of the conversations that went on between me and the West last week. It comes down to it. I don't want to get into it again because that's a whole. We could just pick subject shows and talk for hours about certain subjects. It comes down to we all got to work together, schedules properly, and this isn't just on dirt. This is a pavement thing. This is everywhere. Keep this deal straight. We need to work together, or we're going to slaughter each other, and only the strong will survive. And right now, we are the strong at Oshwegan, and I'm not trying to say that, but numbers say it. 35 cars, the business end, everything is strong. If the speedways that are lacking with car counts don't start getting together, they will find themselves the way of Humberstone, or they'll find themselves cut out of everything, and it just won't be good. And that's not a threat. That's a worry.
That topic came up. It wasn't.
But let me just clear this up, Adam.
Sure.
Before we get any further, that wasn't a threat. That's a serious concern from a race fan promoter. We're not threatening to put anybody out. We're not threatening to cut anybody out. We are seriously concerned you're going to cut yourself out.
Yep.
By not putting a better effort into working with other people. That's my stepping on toes.
Because tracks work on their own and they become forgotten. You're only remembered by the small core of people that are there, and it's not growing.
Yeah, and if you're the speedway up in Thunder Bay, I don't remember what it's called, and you're the only track for 1,000 miles around, you can be that way. But when you rely and share on fans and teams and programs, it's really important to work together.
And
yeah, what makes big race? Purses?
Point, the purses don't matter. They're paying big purses.
We've shown that.
And still nobody's showing up. If you pay a big purse and you didn't draw outside cars, someone has made a mistake somewhere along the way in building that event and just giving away money. You'd be better off to take that money from the purse and give it away to the fans. Have 10 lucky $1,000 draws to a fan at random who comes in, and you might actually fill the place. Instead of giving that $10,000 to the winning team who would have shown up without that extra $10,000 or $5,000, whatever the number is. They're going to be there anyhow. I'm not saying don't support them. It's nice to support them. But from a business mindset, Clinton, your goal still has to be to fill the place, build an atmosphere. And the person I'm most impressed with every time we have the conversation is JP up in Peterborough. That man knows his business. He knows what his concessions will make him. He knows when he drops the price at the gate, how much more he's going to make in food, so how much more he knows he can spend on the other side.
Yeah, hey, we had our big sprint showcase. We spent a lot of money on 360s and crates. We didn't get a lot of outsiders. So is
And
that the case where
why is that?
we gun that back next year? Well, I don't really know. I mean, Oshweekon is not abrasive on tires. It's not a place. I mean, you can have a bad wreck anywhere, obviously. But I don't know, travel costs. I mean,
It's a long way to go to
consumables.
not qualify.
Yeah, that could be it too. You know,
So if you get used to racing at a place that has less than 24 cars every week, good. Like Cam McKinnon's a great example. They towed a long way for a long time. He's running really well at Oshweekon, but I think it is a challenge. Like there's people who will embrace the challenge and come down, the Adam Turners, the Andrew Hennessy's. But I think there are teams that know it's going to be very hard. They'll need a little bit of good fortune.
I'm glad you mentioned both those names as they were the qualifier winners. As you know, for the last 5 years, we've had a big race at Can-Am and Brockville on this weekend. It was the Action Sprint Tour weekend for a while there. So Andrew won Friday, got himself a guaranteed spot for the Northern Crate Nationals, and Adam Turner won Saturday night at Brockville and got guaranteed spots. So they will garner, at the very least, provisionals if they don't make it into the 30 qualified cars through qualifying. And that's in mid-September at the Nationals weekend at Oshweekon.
And
All right.
Valhalla makes a great point. Have the car counts ever dropped since G4 started and we're giving away the stream? No, they haven't, because that's something that was built to support the racers. It could have been at the expense of a promoter, but you've got such a good sales person in Mike Morris that it by far outweighs the positive outweighs the negative.
Yeah, and hopefully the teams are smart enough to use the tools like G-Force, like the TSN broadcast to turn it into something, you know, and that's why we do it. Like, why do we spend the money? Like, let's face it. Let's reiterate what I flipped out about 6 weeks ago. TSN is not paying us millions of dollars to put these races on. We had to go out and sell the money to buy this product and the time and the production to put this on. So this is Oshweekon investing back in its teams because we feel it helps them beyond the big network. And, of course, lets us puff our own chest out when we're in our business dealings. But, you know, we have our own network. Fridays on YouTube. The world can watch for free. But we still feel TSN carries some clout in the industry. It opens doors, and still at this point. And Alvers, you're absolutely right. A good salesman is invaluable, and we've got one of them. And if Mike tries to leave, I'm going to shoot him. So that's where we're going to leave
Alvers, I think you're dead wrong about where the money is in racing. There are more race car drivers making their living driving dirt cars than there are asphalt cars. And I include NASCAR in that. There are more drivers making their living driving dirt cars than there are paved cars.
Can I throw a shot at NASCAR Canada right now? Just because I'm pissed off about it that they haven't fixed this in 5 freaking years.
Yep.
The timing and scoring. Every shithole piece of crap track in North America is connected to live timing and scoring through Race Monitor or My Race Pass. And do you think us fans who are desperately trying to care about the series can find the information we need on race day? We have to go to Cam Harris and watch his Facebook for live texting updates of the running order throughout the day. Get it together. Get it together. That's all I'm going to say about
It's
that.
very frustrating. And it's frustrating for the teams as well. And Alvers, I'm all good. I love your opinions. I especially love that I disagree with most of them, so it makes it fun. I showed a couple of fans how to use Race Monitor at the track. You can direct connect and get the NASCAR scoring. Timing and scoring did go down just before the race started, but it is very, very challenging. Like even the drivers who finish at the front and used to know that. Do I think a week tape delay is the right way to go about business? Maybe not, but at least you knew you were going to get a hell of a show. And Calabogie was a hell of a show. Really good race, phenomenal atmosphere. You can see that they've invested in the place.
They look good. Like, and not always do
crowd.
the still pictures don't always relay the atmosphere. but the place in still pictures looked like it had a great buzz there. I wished I was there when I looked at the pictures. So
What did they?
that says something for it right there. But that just back to it. Come on, NASCAR, be better. You have all these fans who are desperately trying to cling into it, and you're not even as good as the worst track out there right now. And
They have
let
a
me tell you this,
team.
Adam. Okay, I'm not done yet. Okay, so I understand they have a team, and this isn't picking on the team. This is from above. This isn't the on the track. This isn't the people in the booth. This is something they have to fix from above. And here's the issue with it, Adam. When you got people that are trying to care about it, help them do it. And the fact that a direct connect way that you're not missing anything, why that's not a secret, is it? Why aren't we? If that's the only way, why aren't we seeing Instagram posts saying, "Hey fans, if you want to follow along, go to Race Spawner, enter in this 10-digit code in this box, and you're in." Like, in all the years you and I flew around the country, I had to say, "Adam, where are we? Can you open up your timing and scoring?" Because none of us can find it. And I'll let it go after that.
It's a problem. So don't let me forget about Darren Howitt, but NASCAR has a phenomenal team. There were 3 of them where they're working on social media. They made a great video with one of Lacroix's crew guys having a friendly chat with one of Cameron's crew guys. And then Lacroix and Cameron come out and look sternly at their crew guys like, "Don't talk to the enemy," sort of thing. It's brilliant. It's fun. It's good social media. Don't skip out on the easy shit, the obvious shit, which is Race Center. It's the only way people can stay connected. So instead of having a team of 3, maybe have a team of 4, and one of them just keeps the data coming in. I get an email after practice. Here's the results from practice. Here's the combined practice results. So here's the groups that are going to come out and qualify. There's got to be a way to communicate that.
But Adam, the big reason we give away our Friday night broadcast is immersion, to get people immersed into it. I'm trying to be immersed, and they're blocking me. I'm doing my best, drinking my beer by the pool, trying to follow along so I can care, and it makes me just say, "Oh, fuck it, I don't care anymore." And you don't want to be that way.
No, for sure. For sure.
All right.
And I've got to
Stewart
thank
Friesen's crash.
Darren for the first
thank
time.
Darren.
I have never had a fellow racer or fan on the road purchase me a meal when they saw me eating by myself. And Darren was down there at the race. We bumped into each other at the Cracker Barrel. I just thought it was the kindest thing ever. I thought it was so very cool. He said, from one racer to another. So I appreciated that a great deal. That was awesome.
We definitely appreciate the comments, and Adam appreciates the food, as always. All right.
Oh, while we're bitching about NASCAR, I was listening to Sirius NASCAR radio when they have their gambling shows on. I usually don't, because I don't do it, I don't listen all that much, but they're starting to talk more and more about how is the Daytona 500 considered a crown jewel race when you don't have to be the best car to win. And that's, as that pressure starts to come in for forever, the Daytona 500 is the biggest race in the NASCAR schedule because NASCAR says so. It's always been that way. And for a while it was. It's not anymore. And it's still special, but every driver knows they can show up to the track and do their best with the best car, and that will have no bearing on whether they get to stand in victory lane or not. And now even some of the programming is starting to lean that way.
It's still the race every one of them wants to win, no matter what.
Listen to interviews. People starting to say, if I could win the Brickyard 400, that'll change my life. If I could, I get it. I agree. You win the Daytona 500, you're going to celebrate in crazy fashion. But if you lose the Daytona 500, you're not going to cry in your Cheerios because you know what.
That's fair.
You weren't.
Yeah. All right. Stewart Friesen's crash, man. Scary one last night. I know you didn't watch it live. I was watching it live. Wild when that happens. If you didn't see it, we're going to show it now. Stewart, let's first off let you know I believe he had surgery on his pelvis and his leg today. He'll be out for a while. We have all the statements. He is okay after this for the most part, but going to be in some recovery and definitely got some injuries. Roll what you got, Spencer. So here comes Stewart in the back. He's on the one heading out to the left side there. Catches the end of an abutment, and he gets hit right there.
So the back of
Show
the
it again,
car is
Spencer, if
gone.
you can. And slow it down.
The rear clip is gone. The fuel cell is gone, which was great for Stewart because it meant the fire was separate from where he had landed.
Oof. So, wild crash. Then we kind of go into the dead pattern on Dirt Vision. I know why they do it, but it's frustrating as hell to watch Dirt Vision during these things. I don't know what the protocol is. We have our own protocol when it comes to bad injuries on G-Force. They're extra cautious, which is extra frustrating. Like, they're not even showing any of the cleanup. They're not showing nothing but one locked off speed shot for about 30 minutes. We got a few messages. You knew it was bad. They had to cut Stewart out of the car. Spencer, show the aftermath of the car. So they cut the car out, cut him out of the car. I believe they took him in the seat and everything, right? From this image, would you not be? It looks to me like they had bolts in the seat, cut the top of the cage off, and took him.
And then removed him from the seat.
And with a broken pelvis and a broken leg, that has got to be mega painful. That's when being a small guy and what I mean by that is skinny, tall, slender. If you're a bigger guy, the seat's wide and you kind of slide back into it. And these skinnier guys are twisting their hips to get down inside these seats a bit and cannot be good. Can you show the statement that Jessica put out today, Spencer? As most of you know by now, Stewart was involved in a multi-car accident at Audrome Granby in Quebec last night. CAT scans have come back clear of any head and neck or spine injuries. Unfortunately, still in a tremendous amount of pain. Stewart has suffered an unstable open book pelvis fracture, meaning his pelvis is broken in 2 or more places with a large hematoma on the area. Stewart has also fractured a right leg. Both these injuries will require surgery. Stewart was transferred to a larger hospital this morning for these procedures. His vitals are stable, and after receiving additional pain medication, he's in better spirits and resting. Thank you to Tommy Conroy and Martin Waugh, who stayed with Stewart last night. Thank you to everyone who's reached out, sent prayers and positive thoughts. And thank you to the manufacturer who've made dirt modifieds as safe as possible and to the tracker for the patient's hard work to get Stewart the car. We will share updates as soon as we have them. Thank you all for your continued support. Geoffrey Friesen. So there you have it from Jessica. Obviously, Stewart's longtime friends to you and I. Good buddy. We've known him a long time. So wish all the best to the Friesens and a long recovery ahead. A lot of questions start coming out today, Adam. How long will this recovery be? What does that do for his playoff eligibility with the trucks, et cetera, et cetera? I think all that's a moot point now. And, I have some thoughts on it. What do you think?
I think it's a moot point. I didn't realize he had an injury a couple of seasons ago that he kind of came back from. I'm hearing he came back from a little sooner than maybe he should have. So that might have been a learning opportunity to not rush this and take his time to get back in. But I'm just thankful for what Bicknell brings to the table and the team there, Randy, Bobby, everybody who works on building those race cars. That was a horrific crash. I'm glad the track did the right thing in how to get him out of that race car and not aggravate the injuries that he had suffered. We talked about broadcast things that you and I disagree with, but mostly I'm just glad for all the safety that's built into these cars and the fact that we're talking about a couple of surgeries and hopefully what will be a full recovery.
Yeah, I didn't see that other statement Mike just message Jess put out another statement later this evening. He's headed to New York for surgery. So at least they got him stable enough, or at least comfortable enough, let's say, to move back from Quebec to New York. And obviously they can concentrate on getting him taken care of a bit better at home. But all the best goes out to Stewart and everybody there, of course. Long road ahead. I think I got a few theories on how the truck comes about. I think they're in a bit of a different situation. Obviously, the modified, he's still on top of his game. Won 10 grand 2 nights ago. One of the favorites going into Super Dirt Week again. But now he's going to have recovery. You break your arm, you're out 6 weeks. So if you need surgery to repair those fractures, I mean, I shattered my leg, had pins put in when I was 15. It's a longer recovery. So I think we want to wish the best to Stu. But we were talking about this. Obviously, everywhere I went to, everyone talked about what's going to happen. My assumption and theory is just because we're bench racing. I tend to feel that maybe because Larson and Stewart are partners, it's not like they have a Home Depot sponsorship where they have to have the truck on track for so many races. They can either choose to run it or choose, probably most likely, to just sit out until Stu's ready. They don't. I'm assuming they don't have those type of sponsor pressures to get someone in the truck and get it back. And the other question come out: what does this do for Jessica's career? Is she gonna have to take some time off to take care of the situation? So a lot of things, a lot of change coming out for the Friesens. All the best to them. They got a lot of friends, family, and support up here. It was booming out everywhere. But Adam, this was a high profile accident that has everybody talking. But we can't forget that we have thousands and thousands and thousands of drivers that put their ass in the seat every week for our entertainment and their enjoyment. And, this could happen to anybody. So we got to be better. This is why you don't want to fight with your neighbors in the pits, because, you could be helping them out of a bad situation later on that night. So let's just take care of each other.
We talk about this quite a bit, Clinton. We're fortunate that we don't see things like this more often. Drummondville has already made changes at the racetrack to protect the end of that wall. What didn't stun me, surprised me, watching that replay. Stewart never looked panicked in that hold all the way down the backstretch, all the way into the corner. Like, you never saw extreme panic. So it just, I'm glad somebody didn't run him into the butt end of a wall, or someone you can't point a finger and say this person absolutely did this. It was racing. They call them wrecks. They call them accidents for a reason. I would be shocked if they parked the truck team, and I don't know why, but I think you'll see the truck team continue. Maybe not.
Yeah, and again, we're just bullshitting out there. But I keep getting texts. When I look at that wreck on the outside, look at where he grew up racing and idolizing guys like Danny Johnson. That was a moat jump if I ever saw one. Off the backstretch, diving in that backstretch, got his gas in it, not expecting that to catch his ass. And whether when he was out on the outside, got a little too far and slid up a bit, we'll never know. But I agree. It almost looked like he was trying to make that move. And how many times do you see a guy like Danny Johnson take it off the surface into the moat and what we call the moat jump? I mean, that was a Merrittville, Ransomville staple into turn one for decades, was driving down that front straightaway and kicking back into the turn up over the jump.
Yeah. And look, I said it to Austin Seburn earlier, and it applies to Stewart Friesen the same as it does to Austin Seburn. It's hard. Driving race cars competitively is hard. It's way harder than it looks, and even it looks difficult. And I'm not saying he made a mistake. I have no idea. I'm not, I don't even want to go near that. I just found it wild that didn't look like there was any panic. Just a terrible hit.
Yeah, I think, when it comes down to that, I agree. No panic. It was a shocker for sure. You certainly didn't expect to see that. Everybody was stunned when that happened. And the other thing I want to mention is Mario Claire was also injured in that wreck. He's out for the year. We're told he had some neck and back pain and injuries today. So Mario Claire was the second car in that. I did read that he is out as well. So I want to send the best to Mario Claire. I think he was the one that clipped Stewart. My brother Mike had a good point today when the back of that car got torn off. Thank goodness he didn't get hit from behind because there was nothing left between the seat and like one bar with no crush area. So good deal. That it worked out. Just want to make a mention of Buxton. They have their Enduro this weekend, so go down there and check that out. I did get a message too that the Thunderstock race will be non-points. Drivers planning to go to Merrittville can still do so. So all the best to the Marshes and everything going on at Buxton as they try and get that one going. Enduro is a good way to get back into racing, man. Mike Morris asked me if we would have an Enduro. I was not a fan of it last week, and I don't think we're going down that road. I just think they'll get going too quick at our place. We'll hurt somebody in one of those things. So, that's where we are. Spencer, do we have the Brian Shirley promo? I sent you a couple videos in the dump. I'm not sure if we have it. It's the late model taking it to the bank. I asked you, Adam, to show me a great promo. Well, I got one for you. This is Brian Shirley, who won a big race in the States. And the promo was they got a police escort to drive him to the bank to cash his ceremoniously check, unofficially, obviously. But this was part of the promo. The cops out there, 3 a.m, give him an escort right to the bank with his race team. Show the other video if you got it, Spencer. And it turned into quite a media frenzy at the bank payout window. So he's pulling up to the bank, drive through, and I don't know all the pictures what they gave him, but there was a teller there at the bank, open, ready to pay him his money.
That's
what
wild.
Do you think of that?
That's good promoting right there. That's good. It shows what a big deal racing is in some communities. When the police will do that for you, that's pretty fantastic.
I think it might have been in Potomac, but that's cool. Love it.
I'm watching
All right.
Drummondville. I've got Drummondville on TV on mute. This kid that just won can't be more than 6 years old. In a winged micro screen. Listen, I have it on in the background. It's homework.
Come back for 3 minutes so we can finish this off. Burger Barn Videos of the Week. I'm not sure what we got. It was a busy week. Might have been. Might not have been. Go. I don't even know what I said, but I don't want to know.
Come back for 3 minutes so I can finish this off. Oh, reminds you of when we met.
Play a video, Spencer.
And there's also a little bit of fun going on between Billy Andrews and Connor Keaton as well. They're not done.
Billy Andrews is more Bowman Gray bullshit.
He is not happy at all, and they are wrecking on the football field at Bowman Gray Stadium after the race. They're not happy. Here comes Kid Brother. Big Brother is coming. The winner, Grayson Keaton, isn't happy. He strikes him. Victory lap destruction. Grayson Keaton says,
"Shut it off." I don't know what to say. It makes me mad every time I see it. My dad just asked me about Savannah Banana State, and why doesn't that piss me off? And why does that piss me right off?
Because there's still, it should.
I think it's because they're portraying it to be real racing, and it's not, man. Someone's getting paid to do that shit. All right, let's go, Spencer. Okay, here's some real shit. This is what you asked for, Adam. Let him go at it on the front straightaway. We might even have this from 2 angles. Want to go? Yeah, let's go.
So clearly you've got 2 drivers who are willing. Now watch the officials. They're not breaking it up. Now it's broken up.
Even got a suplex in there. Do we have the other angle, Spencer? Yeah. All right, that's cool. Someone got it from the front stretch too, but that's what we've been asking for, Adam. Let them go. That wasn't too bad. They both clearly wanted to go.
in a controlled. You know what else? In that, looking at the Stewart Friesen accident, I know we're going backwards a bit. Did you notice there were no crews out there? Safety crew?
Yeah.
I did see Martin Roy walking around, but he's kind of revered for his knowledge of a lot of things. But it was just the safety crews doing their job. No outside help.
I don't disagree.
Let the professionals do it.
Let's go, Spence. Oh, in the spirit of what's coming up around here lately, remote control flat track biking out. These guys are actually having a pretty good race.
Yeah, they are.
Flat track bikes, Merrittville Sunday, and coming up August 16th at Oshweekon on a Saturday. So check that out, flattrackcanada.com for any of the info you need to find out about that series. All right, keep it rolling, Spencer. Oh, look at this one. Take out the fence, Adam. Play that one again. This is why you don't stand at the fence. Oof. That folded about 4 of the pipes. All right, just roll them, Spence. Whatever we got. Another one. Oof.
Yikes.
That was a hard hit. All right, keep them coming. So this is one of the asphalt modified. Show this from the start again, Spencer. He just mind his own business, and they get together below, and next thing you know, he's in the wall. Some wild onboards.
He was pretty calm pulling the wheel off. Either he got his bell rung, or he's got nerves of steel.
I'd be a lot more angrier than that. Is that it, Spencer? This was with the Great Lakes Sprints.
Yes.
Go ahead.
That was in a heat race, I think, for 4th position.
And it was commented that's how you handle a dirty slider. So they're saying he was not clear and got tailed, and maybe
But he didn't really get tailed. It is the driver on the... And was that Skylar Evans?
I don't know. Was that Skylar? Play it again.
I think it was.
Same color car, yeah.
It is not Skylar's prerogative to slam on the brakes. When someone slide jobs you, you don't have to slow down. You don't have to adjust your steering. You don't have to do anything. They are putting themselves at risk. Whatever happens to them, happens to them. So they're risk versus reward. So if a driver tries to cross them over or lifts or hits the brakes, their slide job is successful. If there's contact, it is the fault of the slider, not of the car on the outside that's just running their line. They still have the opportunity, the right, to run whatever line they want.
Yeah, and with Skylar Evans being a 14-year-old rookie in a class that is way swimming with the Sharks, I don't think at this point he's trying to do nothing like that. He'd be on that brake side. He know it was going to do anything. So, yeah, there's certainly no intent there knowing it was Skylar. And the only reason I say that is some folks were sharing that and saying this is how you deal with a bad slider. But I don't think, now that you mentioned Skylar, he was not dealing with anything other than trying to keep his car out the fence as well.
Yeah, just running his line, right? And that, so I mean, that's as much on the slider as it is the slidey, because even that is risk versus reward. Smart money is both of them should have lifted.
They both be in trouble then. What else, Spencer?
It's a heat race. It's a heat race where everyone's going to qualify.
I'm just saying, had the inside car lifted and he lifted, they might have still got together.
Sure.
2 more. Oh, watch this slide, Adam. Right into the camping.
Oh, boy.
The grandstand area. Look how long he slides on his lid. That's dangerous stuff. All right,
You can't
last
park
one. This is awesome.
So I
I want
promise
to go to the
announce
races
one.
with that kid.
I want to announce one heat race just like that.
Just that pure enjoyment. Like if we could all get back to that moment and that level of, I gotta see that one more time because that's also Johnny Longboat when the sprints go by. Play it again. That's Robbie. Oh, I love it because he just gets more wound up. Like it's not like yeah, and then he gets going.
That's
That's
on the
awesome.
chip.
That's an old video. The kid's probably 12 now, but that was shared a few years back. Came across the feed again. Say what a great ending. Don't forget Petra Plus, the official fuel stop here of Race Rivals and G-Force TV. Check them out at the Burger Barn, 4th line, Oaks Weekend. Burger Barn, trailer's open. Get over there, get some good food. Whew. We had a packed show today. We're way over time tonight.
Way over time.
I'm getting tired. Here we go. Tim Job, William Sawalich, Jones, Tanner Gray, all drivers who could end up in the 52 truck. Yeah, we'll still see how that goes. Want to send a shout out to Fran and Steven who are coming to see us this Friday because Ransomville's off. So they'll be partaking in the Big O. Good time for you to stop by. We have the Noel Teal Twin 14 race for crate sprints. Big money on the line. That's a kind of a unique setup. Along with the Race of Champions, Sportsman, Mini Stocks, Thunderstocks. We will run 14 laps in segment 1. Then the crates will head to the pit area for an open red situation during the Sportsman race. Make any adjustments they want, come back, finish the other 14 for a 28-lap total race. $2,000 on the line, and lots of bonuses have run in over the past couple days. Lots of extra cash from our great supporters. We appreciate everything you do. Adam, anything you want to say before we disappear into the darkness for one more week?
No, it was a good show. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good interviews with Austin Seburn, Josh Stade, Connor Ross. Well, you'll have to hook up with us next week and get you back out there. Lots of good stuff. Obviously, just go to Stewart Friesen and Mario Claire after their incident last week, and anybody else who needs the help. For Adam Ross, I'm Clinton Geoffrey. We will see you this week, Thursday, for the Mac and Jack show. Micro sprints on Thursday night on G-Force. Actually, Spencer wins that airing. Last week we had technical. It's been edited. It airs tomorrow at 7. So tomorrow night, last week's features from Micro Sprints will air at 7. We'll be live at 7 on Thursday. We'll be live at 7:30 on Friday and live at 7 p.m. on Racing America Saturday.
And we forgive you if you don't watch us next Tuesday night, if you decide to watch us Wednesday instead because you go to Flamborough for the Gold Rush.
You're still going to try and get me to Flamborough for the Gold Rush, so who knows what next week could turn out. Maybe we end up with a Monday show. Maybe we end up with a Wednesday show. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Get somebody to the races. Bring somebody new. We're running out of weeks. We need to build it up in 2025. See you guys.